All right, this video is going to separate the real from the fake. Okay? The real from the fake. I don't want you to be under an impression that just because you play a sport in college that you're a student athlete. There are two columns, whether you know it or not. Maybe no one ever told you this. I'm telling you right now. There are student athletes, okay? And then there are college athletes. All right? Let me say this again. Student athletes, college athletes. Which one do you think you want to be? What I want you to do is get out a pen and pad, be honest. You ain't got to show nobody your paper. Just be honest with yourself, okay? And ask yourself these questions or give yourself these scenarios and you let me know or you let yourself know what side of the fence you're on as it relates to this, okay? I want you to be a student athlete, not a college athlete. I'm about to tell you the difference, okay? First one is this. I wrote this down on the paper. I'm ready for this. First one is this. A student athlete understands what's going on, and if they don't understand, they're not too scared to ask questions. When you go to college, okay, it's new to you. I'm not even just talking to just freshmen. I'm talking about sophomores, juniors, seniors. It's easy to get intimidated because some of the language that you may not know about being in college. Let me tell you something. Those people that work there, they've been doing it a lot longer than you. Some of them have been doing it a lot longer than you've been alive. Okay, so for you not to understand something, don't be worried about that. Ask a question. Ask multiple questions, right? You need to know how these things work. You need to know how meal plans break down as it relates to if you're going to be billed or not. You need to understand as far as housing. You need to understand as far as Pell Grant. If you receive Pell Grant, you need to understand as far as in-state, out-of-state. Like you need to understand this is your process. And people will say things to get you out of the office, but if you don't understand and years later you have a bill because you didn't have the gumption to ask questions, that's going to be on you. But that's a student athlete. A student athlete understands what's going on, and if they don't, they ask questions. What do you think a college athlete does? A college athlete is just there for the ride. They're just there for the ride. Oh, my coach gonna sign me up for it. Oh, they'll figure it out. They're just there for the ride. They don't know what's going on. As long as you got their jersey number, and they have their gear, some snacks, they're straight. They're good, right? Don't be a college athlete, okay? The next one, number 2. The student athlete picks a class that they're actually interested in. They know what field it applies to, but not only that, they sacrifice in order to apply themselves to do the very best they can do in that class. What do you think the college athlete does? What do you think that college athlete does when it comes to academics? The college athlete majors in staying eligible. That's all. If I'm staying eligible, then that's what I want to do. Whether it be intercollegiate, I ain't gonna call out anybody's majors because I don't want to make anybody feel bad. But you know the individuals, you may be the person that picked the major just because you want to stay eligible. I'm going to challenge you not to do that. Do not do that. Don't do that. I know it's easy to do it, but don't do it, okay? Figure out a major that's actually going to be able to help you feed your freaking family moving forward after this sport is over with. Okay? I had a guy, I used to work at a university, and dude told me that, I picked the major just to stay eligible. Now I'm going back to school to go and pick a major that I want to be a part of. And I'm looking at him like, now who going to pay for it? Who going to pay for it? It's just not, listen, man. If you're going to be there, it needs to be worth your time. And I understand that these classes are tougher. You're making an investment in yourself. Okay? Don't be picking no major like how to wash your hands with soap, how to blow bubbles, how to stay eligible. In the long run, you want to find something that you're interested in, find something that's going to help you feed your family after you graduate. Because you're going to graduate, right? You're going to graduate, so understand that. 3, Student athletes, that's what I want you to be. Student athletes have friends with other students beyond their sport. Beyond their sport. And what you think college athletes do? College athletes, they use language like, I hate NARPs. I don't want to be around any NARPs. I just want to be around, for some of y'all may not know, NARPs are non-athletic, regular people, okay? But here's the thing. This is the thing that drives me crazy about this. I was talking to some student athletes about this doing a workshop. Here's the thing. You don't want to work with, you don't want to associate yourself with any other people other than people that are within sports. Okay. Who do you think you're going to be working with when you get into the workforce? Think they're going to be all athletes, former athletes? Let's say they are. Let's just say that everybody in your office will be athletes. Cool. You're still going to have to work with people that don't care about sports. You're still going to have to work with this. It's like, I'm just going to go on this rabbit hole of an adventure with you. Let's say that you want to be a coach, okay? Your immediate supervisor, if you're the head coach, the athletic director, okay? The athletic director, let's say you're at the university, okay? So the athletic director at the university, okay? Beyond the athletic at the university, what about the president? What about the vice chancellor? What about the vice president? What about the other people you're going to be working with? What about the professors that you need to be working with to help your players as far as classes are concerned? These people are not going to be former athletes. Some of them won't care about athletics. They don't care about, how are you going to converse with them? So what I'm saying is, the more practice you have with working people that do not give a darn about doggone sports, the better. The better, okay? And it just helps you moving forward. Get rid of this language about NARPs and non-athletic regular people. No one cares. No one cares. That is, if you're not careful, that'll be your Achilles heel as it relates to communication skills. You need to be able to converse with anyone. You need to be able to converse with anyone. You need to know how to, people, this is a tagline people like to say is, I'm more than an athlete. Well, both of those can't exist in the same room. Either you're more than an athlete and you can converse with anyone, or you're not more than an athlete and you need athletes to be around you to feel comfortable. Okay? And maybe that's the case. Maybe the latter is the case right now. It doesn't have to always be that way. What I'm saying is baby steps, inch by inch, get to the point where you can converse with anyone. I'm not making fun of anyone saying that, you're a bad person because you only because you only want to talk to athletes. I'm saying that you got to break out of that. I'm saying that in order to be an adult, a functional adult moving forward, you got to get to the point where you're working with people that are not like you. Whether it be like you as far as look like you as far as from the same area you're from, same part of the country, same religion, same sport, yada, yada, yada. You have to understand how to converse with people that are different. Next point. Student athletes network. Okay, here's the thing. This is what I was writing down. So student athletes have a network that extends beyond athletics. What do you think college athletes have? When it comes to get a resume, guess who they have to put on their resume for references? Their coach or athletic director. That's it. They can't put professors. They can't put deans and vice chancellors and presidents, right? Because they're a college athlete. They're not a student athlete. They're not plugged into the campus at large. They're just their sport. After your 4 years of education, 5 years, 6 years, depending upon the COVID year, whatever that looks like for you, if after you get done, the only thing they can say about you is, man, that she could hit a home run, or he could run a touchdown, or she can shoot a jump shot. She had a great jumper. If that's all they can say about you, and the only people you can put on your paper, as far as references, is your coach and athletic director, you did it wrong, player. You did it wrong, okay? That's not what we want. We want you to be able to have references from people from every corner of the daggone campus. Okay? And when they speak favorably about you, it doesn't necessarily have to be about your doggone sport. Because you're that well-rounded. Because you're that well-rounded. That's the difference. College athlete, student athlete. I think I got one more for you. I think I do. Good one, Bell. I'm glad you didn't forget this one. The student athlete, hear me, the student athlete brings the same attention and attention to detail to their class as they do their sport. Let me say that again. The student athlete brings the same attention to detail to their class as they do their sport. What do you think the college athlete does? The college athlete never is late to practice, but is late for class and skips class often. It's so funny to me because you hear about these heroic stories about different players that played with the flu and hit the game-winning shot at their sport. But if someone have a runny nose, they like, I can't go to class. I can't go to class. You gonna play your sport? Oh yeah, I'll be there. If I gotta sop this snot up in my left nostril and just put a wad of tissue, then I'll do that. But as far as class, player, man, I ain't here for no school. The difference between a student athlete and a college athlete is understanding that academics are as important as your sport. You know, because coaches ain't having that. Coaches ain't having this. If you went to a well-disciplined program like I've been a part of, if practice started at 3 and you showed up at 3, there's gonna be problems. There's gonna be hell in the kitchen if you do some mess like that. I'm telling you. You need to be taped up, warmed up, ready to go at 3. He needs to be able to, or he or she needs to be able to blow their whistle and you be ready to go. Not in the training room, not in the whirlpool, not getting your heating pad. You got to be ready at 3 o'clock, taped up, locked, and ready to go. So why would that be any different for your class? Why do people have to do like class checks? Make sure you in the class. They don't got to do practice checks. Make sure you in practice. So having that same mentality as far as by all means necessary, I'm going to be there at practice. Have that same mentality as it relates to class. Have that same deal as it relates to class. Hold yourself to that same standard, if not better. Because this sport is something that you can cherish with each other at the time being. But academics and making sure that you get that stuff taken care of, that's for you and your family when you go home, when you leave the university. All right, so one is for the now and one is for the later, okay? By you just focusing on what's for now is foolish. It's foolish. And I know there are some coaches, not all coaches, there are some coaches that make it difficult for you. They make it difficult for you to take those classes. They make it difficult for you they make it easy for you to do the bare minimum with your classes. Major in some eating fruit snacks of a major, some foolishness like that. I understand. I was a student athlete. Okay, I get it. But this is your journey. I'll leave you with this. It's an example I give student athletes all the time. You go to a restaurant and everybody has all these ideas of what you should do, what you should be a part of. Oh, you had this, you can eat the salad, you gotta have this, you gotta have this, you gotta have this. They give you all these recommendations, all on your plate. And at the end of the night, guess what? Guess who's paying for that? Guess who's gonna swipe that card? You think all these people with all these freaking suggestions gonna swipe that card? Or is it gonna be you? It's gonna be your card. You're gonna have to swipe that card. You gotta sign your signature. It's coming out your bank account. Okay? And that's the same thing with your experiences about being a student athlete, not a college athlete, a student athlete. Understanding that at the end of the day, this is your time. This is your energy, right? These are your resources. You'll never get this time back. It's your card that's going to be swiped. It's your card. You ain't gonna swipe your coach's card. Even if you're on a full ride scholarship, it's still taking your time, putting doggone miles on your body, right? Risking injury. That's you out there. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be you. So if it's gonna be you, then make sure that you handle it. Because nobody's gonna feel sorry for you. Let me tell you something. When you get off that doggone court, field, diamond, whatever your sport of choice, and your eligibility is lost, just like that, it's over. Unless you play in the league or something. So once that's over, it's over. That university is like, you need to be an asset for the university. So I just want you to know that. I just want you to know that. Student athlete. We want you to be a student athlete. And it's going to be hard. Being a college athlete is short-sighted. It's short-sighted. Right? Kind of goes back to the giraffe. Where my man at? It kind of goes back to the giraffe. A giraffe is the only animal that has an aerial perspective. You can see the big picture, but feet are flat on the ground. It doesn't lose context with reality. That's the same ability and mindset we want for our student athletes. And that's what you're going to have in this process of being a student athlete and not a college athlete. Being a college athlete is a waste of your time.